Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. My name is Adriana, and today I'm going to show you how I painted these mason jars for my niece's bridal shower. I actually wanted to test a product that I never used, DIY Liquid Patina versus my usual Mod Podge. Now, I know the Liquid Patina, people use it as a base coat, top coat, also to decoupage. But today, I want to test it out on glass as a base coat to see if there's a difference using the Liquid Patina versus the Mod Podge. So before you paint on glass, you should always do a little prep work, which is just taking alcohol wipes, or just if you have alcohol, spray it on, use a paper towel, and just give it a good wipe down. Now that the jars are all wiped down and dried, I'm going to mix up the Liquid Patina. Now I do feel the consistency is a little bit thicker, but let's see how it goes on. When painting on the mason jars, you just have to be careful that whatever you're using, whether it be the Liquid Patina or the Mod Podge, that you don't get pooling around those raised areas. Some of these mason jars I thrifted and some I purchased. They do have all different pretty designs on them, and I do want to distress that back out after I paint the jars. After I gave it one coat, I did use my heat gun on a low setting just to speed up the drying process. I'm using chalk paint on the mason jars. I love the look of chalk paint, and I feel that it distresses really easily. As you can see on the side, I already have a few jars already painted. That was done over the Mod Podge. So here I'm using whatever chalk paint I have laying around. I'm also mixing some colors. So for the pale pink, I'm starting with the Waverly Ballet Slippers, and I'm mixing in some folk art chalk paint in the Adirondack Blanc. So I'm just getting it to the color I like. I wanted that really blush pale pink. So again, I'm just using whatever I have laying around. I also painted a few mason jars in white, and I did also go with a grayish color, but that was a sample pod that I bought from Home Depot. It was one of those satin paints, but I'm going to be honest with you, when you distress it, you have to be careful because a lot more peeled off than I would like. So what I did, if you're using satin paint, I did also seal it, then sand it again, so it didn't peel as much, if that makes sense. When painting the jars, I do apply thin coats because, again, I don't want the paint to pool on the raised designs. Now, after the first coat, I do let it set overnight. You don't have to, but I wasn't in a rush, so I just prefer it to dry fully because it was kind of humid that day. Then the following day, I did add 2 additional coats of the chalk paint because I want a solid coverage. I didn't want to see any sheer areas. And then I let it dry in between coats, and then I did add the top coat. On the one jar, it was the Mod Podge. On the other jar, the Liquid Patina. This is the third coat of chalk paint. Now, don't forget, if you're using a satin paint or whatever paint you have laying around, I would seal it before you actually distress it. Here I'm using a 220 grit sandpaper to distress. Now, there are all different ways and techniques. Some people like to wet distress. I'm not a big fan of that, but you do whatever works for you. Also, some people might add 2 coats of the sealer to the glass before they actually paint it. But you do you. This is how I like to do it, and it works for me, and my results are beautiful. Once I got the jars distressed to how I like them, I like to take a 220 sanding block. I buy them at Home Depot. I like to go over the whole jar. I feel it gives it a smoother finish. Once I'm done with that, I just took a paper towel to remove any dust. Now, I'm going to give you my honest opinion between using Mod Podge versus the Liquid Patina on glass. I never used it for decoupage or anything else. So again, my honest opinion, on glass, I didn't feel there was a difference except in price. Mod Podge is about $8.97 and the DIY Liquid Patina is about $19.50. Now, who knows, maybe I should have put 2 coats of the Liquid Patina, but again, for the price difference, I'll stick with the Mod Podge. So I ended up sealing all the jars with the Mod Podge in a matte finish. Here is where my niece's bridal shower was held at Fitzgerald's 1928 in Glen Ridge, New Jersey. The owner was very accommodating. We had beautiful weather for an outdoor patio bridal shower. I love the way the mason jars look with the ivy and the flowers. Just a picture-perfect day. Congratulations to my niece, Alex. As always, thank you for stopping by. Please hit the like button. Until next time, my Sew Strega family, ciao.